So, starting with the paper of 2004, the first question is in Langland Spears the Plowman. Finally, it appears as what? The Good Samaritan. The answer is D part, The Good Samaritan, and it is a long narrative poem. ये किसने लिखी है ये वाली poem? That is William Langland. Second question, that is, it was decided that each Canterbury tale pilgrim would tell in all. वो कितनी Canterbury tales बताएगा? That answer is 4 stories, 2 on the way each side. Third question, Venus and Adonis is a long narrative poem written by Shakespeare. The answer is Shakespeare, and the Shakespeare wrote this poem in 1592 and 1593, and whose plot is based on the passage from Ovid's Morphosis. Fine. Fourth question is the total number of poems in Shakespeare's sonnet is total number of sonnets written by the Shakespeare are 154 sonnets, जिसमें से 126 sonnets are written, they are addressed to a young man, and last 28 they are written for a dark lady. Question fifth, which of the following plays has a Machiavellian hero? The answer is Jew of Malta, written by Christopher Marlowe in 1589 or 1590, and the main character of the play is Barabbas. Question 6, which of the following is written by Samuel Butler? The answer is Hudibras, written in the 17th century by Samuel Butler. Question 7th, which of the following poems did Milton write in octosyllabic couplets? कि मिल्टन ने कौन कौन सी पोएम अपनी ऑक्टोसिलेबिक कपलेट्स में लिखी? द आंसर इज आयल पेंसिरोसो, and the poems of Mr. John Milton, both English and Latin, they were published by Humphrey Moseley. Question 9th, Dryden's All for Love is an adaptation of. The answer is C part, that is Antony and Cleopatra. Question 10th, which of the following books proposes a political theory? Answer is Leviathan. Leviathan is a book written by Thomas Hobbes and published in 1651, and its name derives from the biblical Leviathan. The work concerns the structure of society and legitimate government. Question 11, which of the following book is written by a woman? Answer is The Vindication of the Rights of Women, written by 18th century British philosopher Mary Wollstonecraft. Which of the following books by Jonathan Swift is a religious allegory? And the answer is Tale of Tub. Next question is, which of the following is a visionary work by William Blake? The answer is The Song of Innocence and of Experience. That is an illustrated collection of poems by William Blake. And one more thing we need to remember is Song of Experience is a poetry collection of 26 poems forming the second part of William Blake's Song of Innocence and Experience, and the poem was published in 1794. Question 14. Pops, an essay on men, is based on the ideas of whom? The answer is Lord Bolingbroke. The essay consists of 4 epistles addressed to Lord Bolingbroke and derived to some extent from some of Bolingbroke's own fragmentary philosophical writing. Which of the following works by Johnson is an imitation of the 10th satire of Juvenal? The answer is The Vanity of Human Wishes. Question 16. The final version of Wordsworth's The Prelude appears in 1850. To Suffer Was, which Hope Thinks Infinite, is written by Shelley, P.B. Shelley. The Scott is written by P.B. Shelley. A Thing of Beauty and Joy Forever occurs in Endymion. It begins with the line, A thing of beauty is a joy forever, and it is written in rhyming couplets in an iambic pentameter. Question 19th. Which of the following novels is a satire on the Gothic novel? The right answer is Northanger Abbey. It was the first of Jane Austen's novel to be completed for publication. Though she had previously made a start on Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, and then critics referred to Northanger Abbey as Jane Austen's Gothic parody. That is Gothic parody because it satirizes the form and conventions of the Gothic novels. Fine. 20. Who distinguished between the literature of knowledge and the literature of power? That is Thomas de Quincey, first published in North British Review in August 1848. Question 21. Who among the following Victorian poets is the most sensitive to the conflict between the old and the new? The answer is Tennyson. Alfred Tennyson was a poet laureate of Great Britain and Ireland during the much of Queen Victoria's reign and remains one of the most popular British poets. Under the Greenwood Tree is written by Thomas Hardy. Under the Greenwood Tree is written by Thomas Hardy. It was published anonymously in 1872. The office of circumlocution occurs in Bleak House. The correct answer is option B, that is the Bleak House. The novel is considered one of the Dickens' finest work, although has not been his most popular. The novel Mary Benton is written by Mrs. Gaskell, that is Elizabeth Gaskell, published it in 1848. Yes, and the story is set in the English city of Manchester between 1839 and 1842 and deals with the difficulties faced by the Victorian lower class. 25th, the line poetry is a criticism of life occurs in the study of poetry. The study of poetry. The poetry is a criticism of life. And the 26th is Martha Quest was written by Doris Lessing. Martha Quest is written by Doris Lessing and is the second novel of British Nobel Prize in Literature winner Doris Lessing. Martha Quest is the main character of five semi autobiographical novels called The Children of Violence. Question 27. The term stream of consciousness was taken from the book that is The Principles of Psychology. The term was coined by William James in 1890 in his Principles of Psychology. Question 28. G.S. Fraser's The Golden Bough focuses on symbols. G.S. Fraser's The Golden Bough focuses on symbols. Question 29. Arthur Miller's Death of Salesman relies for its tragic seriousness on the fate of A. Willie Loman. That's the main character in Death of a Salesman. Question 30. The character Leopold Bloom makes an appearance in the novel Ulysses. Question 31. Who of the following authors represents the Sri Lankan diaspora? The correct answer is Michael Ondaatje. Question 32. Australian Aborigines receive a sympathetic treatment in Judith Wright. Question 33. Margaret Atwood's survival makes a case for Canadian literary studies. Survival, a thematic guide to Canadian literature, is a survey of Canadian literature by Margaret Atwood, one of the best known Canadian authors. It was first published by the House of Annecy in 1972. V.S. Naples' latest book is the correct answer is D, Half a Life, that is published in 2001. Which of the following books by Salman Rushdie refers to a 15th century Spain as a starting point? The correct answer is B. The Moor's Last Sigh is the fifth novel by Salman Rushdie, published in 1995, and the title is taken from the story of Boabdil, Abu Abdullah Muhammad, the last Moorish king of Granada in the 15th century Spain, and tells us about the exclusion of Jews and Muslims from Spain and other events. Okay. The question 26 is Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf is written by Edward Albee. Question 37. Imamu Amiri Baraka is a American writer. Imamu Amiri Baraka is the American writer known as Lurie John and Imamu Amiri Baraka. Question 38. The miscellany was published from the Writer's Workshop. Who of the following writers recreates the life of the Yoruba Igbo community? And the correct answer is Akinwende Oluwole, option B. Question 40. Who of the following white female authors are sympathetic to the cause of the blacks? The correct answer is Nadine Gordimer. Question 41. New criticism considers text as a autotelic. Mythologies was written by Roland Barthes. 43. The word catharsis signifies purgation. The option C. Question 44. The rejection of universalism is a mark of deconstruction. Option A. Eliot's theory of objective correlative appeared in the essay entitled. The correct answer is Hamlet and His Problem is an essay written by Eliot in 1919. Question 46. Sprung rhythm is an example of verse. Question 47. More is thy due than more than all can pay. It is an example of inversion. Inversion is also known as anastrophe. Is a literary technique in which the normal other of words is reversed in order to achieve a particular effect. Okay. Question 48. Unrhymed metrical composition consisting of 5 iambic measures in each line is called blank verse. Question 49. Verse stories dealing with chivalry, knight errantry, enchantments, and love are known as the metrical romance. Question 50. He is a citizen of no mean city is an example of Laertes. It's an ironical understatement in which an affirmative is expressed by the negative of its contrary example. Thank you, and we'll meet with the next paper in the next video.